Hello and welcome to another Doctor Who FA audio commentary. Today I'll be looking at the first part of Doctor Who at Casualty, which is a crossover I released in 2014, which shows the Doctor join forces with characters from Casualty. So I hope you enjoy it, and we'll get right into it.
Side effects. Everything has shrunk.
So we start off with a previously, which recaps the events of the final episode of Series 3, which you'll see what happens.
I won't. Why won't you? It's going to take an enormous amount of energy to change me, and I'm not going to be able to survive it. I'm lowering the shields. Thank you. No, Doctor. Thank you.
As you can see, my effects budget in 2014 was top-notch.
Doctor, goodbye, Clara.
That's also the Casualty previously music too. And we have the Casualty titles as well, which I'm not sure how I didn't get copyright claimed for those, because it's just the original 2014 titles. No alterations made whatsoever, apart from the title card at the end, which I made myself.
She's still making no progress.
So this is supposed to be Zoe and Ash, who were characters in 2014.
We've tried to put her in all sorts of situations where her skills could be tested and practiced, but she just doesn't seem to progress. No, I know. And then
Don't think the effect of cutting them out looks actually that bad, to be honest. I think this looks better than some of the episodes I put out 2 years later. This doesn't look especially good, but you get the gist. And then we get the title, which I just went with Doctor Who at Casualty Part 1, because it's when Casualty and Holby City crossed over, it was always called Casualty at Holby City, and it was normally, well, sometimes it would be just Part 1, sometimes it would actually have a name, but I thought for this one I'd stick traditional and just go for Doctor Who at Casualty. I always like that shot going through the window and then wiping across into the TARDIS. I'm not sure why there's suddenly, like, paper on the floor of the TARDIS, because that wasn't present in the last episode, nor were the roundels on the doors. I think I've got this weird feeling that I may have had to rebuild the set for this scene.
Are you okay in there?
And the scene in the second part as well.
My arm's a bit busted.
I've got a feeling I got rid of the set. I don't know why I'd do that if I knew I had to film.
Okay. Just stay calm. What's your name?
I'll have to have a look. Oh no, maybe I didn't, because the door's over there.
The fire brigade's on its way.
So perhaps it is just I decided to renovate it for 2 episodes.
I don't know. But the important thing here is that we get her out. I'm in charge of this operation. What's this about a box? There's a woman trapped inside. We think she may have fractured her lower arm. Okay?
It's really annoying when I voice everyone. I can't lie. It's so confusing.
Okay. I need you to get yourself into a position where the doors aren't going to hit you when they open. Okay? Okay. I'm ready. Are you okay?
When I recorded this, there was work being done on a house opposite mine, so there's this really annoying, like, saw noise in it,
He's not moving. I don't know if he's
and
breathing.
I wasn't going to stop filming because I'd already filmed half the episode.
3 people in that small box.
I just had to get on with it. I don't know why I didn't just ADR the dialogue, but it's not something I really did back then, I guess.
Okay. But be careful.
Because all these lines are recorded with the footage as live, essentially.
He's got a pulse, but it's very faint. We need to get him out right now, or he won't make it. Right, let's lift him. On my count. 1, 2, 3.
I was quite like that as a transition as well. Interestingly, there's very little music in this episode.
Is he going to be okay?
Because I wanted to make it feel more like a Casualty episode than a Doctor Who episode, because it's a crossover. So there's music present for the TARDIS crash, and when we see that Clara's in the TARDIS. But apart from that, I don't really think there's any incidental music until the end.
John Smith. Thanks. This is Dr. Ashford. If you'll go with him, then he'll find someone to have a look at that arm for you. Thanks. Right, Dixie, what have we got?
I don't know why I made every single set white. I clearly learnt from this when I did the 2016 crossover, because I actually made or used sets from Casualty in that. And in hindsight, it's definitely something that I should have done here, because this really doesn't look that great, does it? She sat on a TARDIS tin from... I don't even know where that's from, maybe an Easter egg?
I was in a police box from the 1960s that fell through the time vortex and landed in the hospital car park outside. The force on impact caused me to do this. Anyway, do you know what's wrong with it? I suspect that you fractured your radius, but we'll know more when you've had it x-rayed. Okay, thanks.
So that's supposed to be Charlie, which I think is actually fairly close. I quite like the idea that because she's spouting all this stuff about the TARDIS that they think she might need to go to psych. That was something I was always quite keen to include, really. Also, I used Captain Jack as Ethan, but
I'm the doctor who's been treating him.
I don't know why I did
How's he
that.
doing? When he was brought in, he had a very slow and faint pulse. Since then, we've managed to stabilise him. It's too early to tell what the next step for him will be, but we're doing everything we can to keep him with us. There is actually something I was wondering if we could talk about. Sure.
Using Gwen as Connie isn't too big a leap to make either, so I think that one's quite nice.
Ethan, did you send Clara upstairs to the psychiatric appointment? No, I haven't actually had time to make the appointment yet. Right. Well, she's gone. Clara, we found that John has 2 hearts.
The camera work in this is not some of my finest work.
Yeah,
a lot of it is out of focus, or overexposed, or shows the gaps in the sets.
Ah, Connie, you haven't seen Clara Oswald, have you? Relative's room. Okay, Tess, what's happening? He's now in VF. Okay, let's shock him. Okay, charging 360. All clear. Shocking.
I do like these stories,
What are you doing in here?
but not necessarily because they are
I went
good.
to recess
I think
and
it's
speech
because
was
I
always
tried
about
something
the
new
doctor's condition.
that
But you can't just go wandering
people
off
did
like that.
enjoy. It's one of my most viewed FAs on YouTube,
Okay,
this episode
fine.
is,
You can wait here until Mrs. Beecham comes
and
back.
it generally got positive
Then we'll really
feedback.
get that arm x-rayed.
So that's why I decided to do the 2016 one, which then I remastered as well last year.
Are we all in agreement?
And the
Okay.
Doctor's dead.
Time of death, 10:44. Thank you, everyone. Hi, Clara. What is it? What's wrong?
I do quite like
I'm
this
sorry.
scene, actually.
But John suffered a sudden cardiac arrest,
And we get the Casualty pre-credit music as well, which I love.
but he wasn't able to survive it. I'm sorry, but the doctor's dead.
And that's the end of part 1. The Doctor is dead. So for the credits I used the Casualty like circle thing, but the font for Doctor Who, just to make it feel a bit more sort of connected again. like it is a crossover and not just, you know, a Casualty episode or a Doctor Who episode. But yes, so I will be doing a commentary on part 2, so I will see you in that video. Thank you for watching. Bye.